How's it going in, soldiers? This is Commanding Officer Tucker Warlord 2, and today we're going to be talking about Pokemon Alolan Forms. We recently found out that Ninetales, Vulpix, Shrew, and Executor, I can never say that guy's name, all got for new forms. The four previous ones, of course, got new typings too. And I thought it would be interesting. This was going to be a top 12 Pokemon who I thought could benefit, or it would be cool to have new Alolan Forms too. And with two Pokemon from each of the last generations getting one. However, when I got to Generation 6 and the Kalos region, it was just tough. They don't have that many Pokemon there as much as they did before in the last couple ones, and Barnacle, which I was going to give Grass and Ground, and Swirlix, Slurpuff, Fire, Ground. It's disgusting. It's not disgusting, but didn't have nice flow that the other 10 did. So this is going to be the top 10 Pokemon from Generation 1 through 5 that I think would make deserve to have a good Alolan form, or whatever. Okay, now first one here. Let me go through the rules. Many of you already decided to leave this video. I'm sorry. Let me go through the rules. 1, no mainly human type Pokemon. 2, I don't want them to already have a Mega Evolution. So if they have those, none. I want more animalistic type Pokemon to go through this. Okay. Number 1 for Generation 1, Kanto. And most of us already have heard the rumors and the leaks that this is probably going to happen. So this is probably going to be authentic canonization that, yes, it's going to have an Alolan form, and it's going to have the typing I'm hoping it's for. Number 1 is Cubone Marowak with Fire. I think that Fire is weak against Ground, which is what they originally were. And the fact that they'd have a Flaming Bone or a Flaming Stick, probably a Flaming Mohawk with Marowak's form anyway, would look really, really, really good, I think. And it's Cubone and Marowak haven't been given much love recently, so I think that would make it an awesome, awesome, awesome Alolan form. Now, before I get to the next Kanto Pokemon I think deserves, or would really be cool to have an Alolan form, I'm going to leave that one for last because it's special and I really like it. So we're just going to jump right to Johto. Some kind of Pokemon fan I am. My old age is catching up with me. Okay, for Johto, the first one I think would be cool would be a Granbull. Where it's fairy type, I think maybe for a Alolan form, it could be dark instead of fairy. Dark weak against fairy. And it originally kind of has a dark type look to it. You just have it toned down the pink to maybe a duller, cooler color. Maybe brown or dark red or something like that. And have it like these glowy eyes. Would make it pretty creepy. It would go great with the dark Pokemon dogs in the past. Hold on, let me get a drink. I feel anyway, instead of the bright pink, silly fairy thing. I was going to go with Chinchou and Lantern as a water grass type, with the Alolan waters being so bright and fervent that instead of electricity to bring in Pokemon or trainers or whatever, they got this sweet smelling grass to do it on the top, and then maybe light coming down, and they get their energy that way. However, I found out that, and I remembered, Sneasel was Generation 2. I thought Weevil was 2. I didn't realize that was a Generation 4 Pokemon. But since it's an evolutionary of Sneasel, it works. And what I went with this was Ghost Grass. Now, maybe a lot of you are going, oh, grass. You know, the thing they got around the neck and their heads, instead of a feather, it'd be grass. I thought. But I don't know about the second typing, but the first typing, Ghost, I think would really look cool for Sneasel. He's already got a haunted look to him anyway, and Weevil, I mean, I think it could be badass to put your Pokemon to sleep and then Dreamcatcher, Dream Eater. If you if you guys have a second typing that you think would work better than Grass, let me know. I chose Grass mainly because, like I said, around their neck and the feathers that they've got on their heads, their headdress. But and Grass was weak against ice, which I've seen so far with the Pokemon that have the Alolan typings are weaker against what the original one was. Alright, now it's Hoenn. Generation 3. First one I thought of was Spinda. Now Spinda's a normal Pokemon. It doesn't have any typing, so technically you could say any typing could fit a Spinda, really. But I think one that would really look good with them would be fighting. Having them being fighters. I mean, fighting so hard that they get dizzy. I mean, constantly swinging their arms around and batting around, being super tough, and then they get crazy and dizzy. I thought that would be a cool idea to have there. Torkoal, now this is different because instead of being weaker than the original, I'm making his type stronger than the original. Where Torkoal was once fire, this time around I gave him a stronger typing with water. I don't know why, because I just feel a water Torkoal might be look cool. The design, the flippers. We've already had water Pokemon before, sea Pokemon, but there's something about Torkoal, guys. I don't know what it is that this looks like it would be cool to be in the water and to swim about. So, and then instead of lava coming out of its shell or its back, water sprouting out. I mean, I just thought that would be kind of cool. Okay, next generation, we're getting Baneri, Lopunny. I decided to give them the typing, the Alolan typing of Grass and Fairy. Now, both of them have a kind of a fairy type look appeal to them anyway. And if you brighten up the colors, maybe give them a hula skirt or something, that would work, I think. Grass bunnies are in grass, and I thought maybe one of the grass starters could have been a bunny originally too. Okay, I also thought Carnivine to be typed as a water. Then I got to thinking, I thought, you know what? What if it's Shinx, Luxio, and Luxray that get an Alolan form? And instead of being electric, they become rock. Can you imagine them being buffier, sterner, harder defense, and fiercer faced? Just rocks and pebbles and stalactites around them. Just looking at you and your Pokemon. Something that you really wouldn't want to take on. And Shinx, Luxio, and especially Luxray are awesome anyway looking. So if you imagine them this dark brown, this grayish color, and they're rock, maybe they've even got a typing of steel there too. Because steel, that just would be really cool. Next generation. Purloin Liepard. Instead of dark, I gave him ghost. And you know, it's dark in the jungles of Hawaii and Alola, I imagine. So, a ghost cat. Think about that. A ghost cat looking out at you. Especially considering how sneaky they can be anyway. Could you imagine him being even sneakier as a ghost cat? I mean, I can't imagine that. That would be really creepy, telling campfires and stories, and you're talking about ghost stories, and then you got this Purloin or this Liepard. You got the eyes you can see glimmering in the dark. And boys, no, I'm talking. You don't need to be a part of this. Sorry about that, you guys. So I thought that was a perfect form. The next one would be Timber, Girder, and Conkeler. Now, I know I said originally that I didn't want humanesque type Pokemon in this list. But these three just work so well, and instead of fighting, making them psychic. Now this is interesting, guys, because I just read on the internet that there's a leak that Abra, Kadabra, Alakazam, instead of being... Don't! I'm busy! When I'm done with the video. No, I'm making a video! Oh, sorry guys. You didn't need to see that. Anyway, Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam have been leaked, if you didn't know. Now, it's not confirmed yet. The leak could be fake, to be fighting. So what cooler way, I thought, and I made this list before I even saw that leak, for a fighting type to be psychic, and where he's especially clunkter and they have a clown-like face, to become psychic, I thought that would be unique and interesting. Okay, like I said, Generation 6, I've already explained who I thought would be, but we're going to throw them out of the ground because I just couldn't think of a good Alolan alternate form for them. And there weren't that many to work with anyway. So now, finally, the number one Pokemon, we're going back to Kanto now, the number one I think would be an awesome Pokemon to get a Alolan form would be Onyx Steelix. And what I decided was Ice, and then Steelix becoming Ice Rock. Kind of like it was reverting back to its Steelix form. The reason I chose Ice was because Rock, it beats Ice, number one. But it would be a nice wink to the Orange League Islands of the anime for the Crystal Onyx. Can you imagine that? That would be really cool. We've been wanting a Crystal Onyx in the games anyway. To have like an icy crystally Pokemon that's Onyx that looks like what was in the anime, I think would be an awesome... Don't fight, you two! Stop fighting or I don't give you what you want. Sorry, brothers, what can you do? Would be an awesome video. It would be an awesome design. And it may not look exactly like the Crystal Onyx, but it could be... I just thought, wow, an Onyx that goes up into the snowy mountains, and it has to deal with all this cold and ice, and its body becomes ice and almost crystal-like. And there's a good wink to the anime. And I've heard fans, again, say, oh, I'd love to have a Crystal Onyx. Please, Pokemon. In the fan games, there's a lot of times you'll see a Crystal Onyx, or in some of the fan games. So an Ice Onyx would be an awesome display. And since we have an Ice Vulpix, Ninetales, and Sandslash and Sandshrew, this fits. So, what do you guys think of my list? Do you like it? Do you not? Do you have second typings that you think would work better than the first, what I gave them? Or even primary typings that you think, that's not good. Give them this typing instead. Let me know. If you like this video, despite what my brothers were going on and me getting slightly confused with this 13-some minutes, hit that like button. Stomp on it. If you don't like it, please don't be shy. Hit dislike if you don't like this. I don't blame you. With all that chaos and hack, I'd probably vote down on it too. But let's get this discussion going. What 10 type of Pokemon would you want to see? I mean, there's Rapidash. I would like to see a Rapidash, but I just didn't put him in the list. Getting a Alolan form. And more than likely, it's only going to be Generation 1 that's getting the Alolan form, and then if that works out well, probably Generation 8 will give Johto Pokemon, whatever region that, a new form, and what have you. But until then, this has been your commanding officer, Taku World War II. You have your marching orders, and hoo-ah!